Should it be necessary to have food banks in 21st century Britain?
I thank the honourable gentleman for his intervention. He makes a great point, and this is exactly my point. So I invite you personally to come to Ashfield, look at our food bank, how it works, and I think you'll see firsthand that there's not this massive use for food banks in this country. We've got generation after generation who cannot cook properly, they can't cook a meal from scratch, they cannot budget. The challenge is there. Come, I'll offer anybody. You sat there with glazed expressions on your faces, looking at me like I've landed from a different planet. Come to Ashfield, come next week, come the week after, come to a real food bank that's making a real difference to people's lives. And I'm going to end now, Mr Deputy Speaker, because they're not listening. These are a generation of MPs that never listen. But the good news is, well, it's bad news actually, because this Labour Party, they're out of control, they're out of touch, and thankfully they're out of power. That's me done, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Joanna, check.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Well, what I will say to the previous speaker is that all of us have food banks in our constituency. We don't really need to visit his because we're perfectly well aware of the requirement for them. But the requirement for them is not because people don't know how to cook. It's because we have poverty in this country at a scale that should shame his government. Now, before I address the substance of today.